Hello, ladies.
Hi, Leah.
Hello.
I got to screen this movie with my 3 and 5-year-old daughters, and they loved it. And so Gabby's Dollhouse has been on my screen all day in
Yeah,
Aw.
celebration.
that's awesome.
Well, Lila, I want to start with you because you've been playing Gabby since 2021 when the show first launched. How has your connection to Gabby grown over the years, and what did it mean to you to finally bring her to the big screen?
Yeah, it's been a incredible journey. I mean, I would not be the same person I am today without Gabby, and I think she's just a wonderful character. You know, her positivity, her resilience, and her growth mindset that she shares with the Gabby cats. You know, she's someone that they can look up to in times where they're unsure, and I think it was really cool to see her in this movie. You know, have her be the one who has moments of unsureness, but now we get to see she has a grandma who can, be that voice of reason that the Gabby cats usually look to Gabby. Now Gabby looks to her grandma Gigi. I think it was really cool to see that development and also just seeing her outside for the first time. It's something that I've always kind of wondered. I was like, I wonder if we're ever going to get Gabby outside her room, which we did, and I'm just so excited for fans to see it. It's incredible. It has all the music and dancing and characters that they know and love, but it's on an even bigger scale. You know, there's even more comedy and story and characters, and it's a really exciting movie, and the audience is involved and a part of the story as well, which I think is such an important factor in Gabby's Dollhouse that kids really connect with. And so I'm really excited for them to all be in a theater together, enjoying that experience.
One thing that I really loved about the film is that it reminds us to hold on to that childlike sense of wonder, even as we grow older. And I want to hear from both of you on this one. And Gloria, I'll start with you. How do you carry that sense of wonder into your own life and work?
Well, I tell you, I firmly believe that our spirits are ageless. So we may be in the physical experience now that is a beginning and an ending, and people think that you have to follow these things. But if you're connected to your spirit, to your soul, you can be ageless as well. Creativity in my life has kept me very much connected to that magic. You know, writing songs, writing now this musical with my daughter, playing. My grandson, the relationship we share, the relationship I shared with my grandmother, who always thought out of the box and kept the magic alive. She made food that was like art, and I grew up in the kitchen with her. So I just think that there's no reason to let that go by the wayside. We have to keep that hope that all possibilities are in existence for our entire lives.
And Lila, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, well, I say, like, as an actress, that's my whole thing, is to play and kind of play pretend but make it real. And I think that's something that kids do so well, is getting into these worlds where everything feels so real. And I still do that every day. You know, I play mermaids with my sister every time we go to the beach, or just going outside with my dog on walks. You know, I go on new paths every day. I'm exploring and playing with my friends, laughing, like joking around. I think it's so important to keep that fun alive. Just having fun in all kinds of way. And yeah, I think embracing, I don't think there's any such thing as like, oh, you're being childish, or,
No.
there's not an age limit on just having fun. So that's why I just
Absolutely.
try and remember every day, and I have fun and play around, and yeah.
You know, I have 4 dogs. 2 of them are too big to sleep with, but the 2 little ones that come upstairs to bed with us every night, I play hide and seek with them before we go to bed.
I do that with my dog too.
I play hide and seek, and I throw myself on the ground and I crawl around and I hide behind the thing, and they respond. Like, so why do we have to give that up? No, we don't have to.
Gloria, you are celebrating 50 years of music. You just released your first Spanish album in 18 years.
Yes.
How does it feel to balance these career milestones with, a role in a family film?
Well, you just said the key word, balance. That is the most important thing in my life. And I know that sometimes I have to say no to certain things, and sometimes certain things are going to take precedence. My family has always been number one, but I've been lucky that I've been able to bring them to work with me. So yes, you can find time for things, but there comes a moment where you have to make decisions as to what is more important to do, and I absolutely do that. The movie actually shot during the only month I had free, in the entire year last year. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, do I really want to take that? And the message of the film was so important, and the fact that I was going to reach an entirely new audience, and it was going to celebrate the grandmother-grandchild relationship that is so important to me. So I said absolutely, and it's important. And I'm so happy I did that.
You're such a role model for so many young girls. What message do you want to send to young girls who are growing up in this culture where of comparison and social media, and it's just really hard to find your sense of identity? What encouragement or advice do you have for the next generation of little girls?
I would say just, however hard it may seem, focus on yourself and what you're doing, what makes you feel confident and happy. And just, taking yourself outside of that comparison, because, it's all within your mind. You never actually know what other people are thinking. You never know their side of the story. And it's important to remember and focus on what you can control and how you think. And I think embracing the things that make you happy, having fun, being with people that make you feel confident, because that's for me, being with my family and my friends, that's when I feel the most myself. And I think just focusing on that, giving attention to the things that really make you happy and fulfill your soul is so important.
Absolutely. And my son is very happy that he grew up at a time where there was no social media. Mm-hmm. So he has really controlled my grandson's, profile and not let him give free rein. But I tell my grandson, I go, Bebe, in life, you're either living your life or reading about someone else living theirs. I go, there's no option. Live your life, do your things. All that other things, a lot of it is not even real or true. So focus on actually doing things, and he does. And I'm very happy how they've raised him that way.
Oh, Gloria, you have been outspoken about your faith-based upbringing. How does your faith influence the projects that you tackle, whether it's music or even this movie that really does have such a positive and uplifting message?
Well, that's exactly it. If I'm going to contribute something to the world, I want it to be empowering, uplifting, optimistic, because I know the power that music had in my life and how it uplifted me and got me through some of the toughest moments of my life, and the power of prayer, which I experienced really in my own skin after my accident, that I could feel people's prayers like if I was connected to an energy source. And it wasn't until I experienced that I really understood how much power we have collectively to create the world we're living in and to put positive things into the world. I channeled those prayers into my body. It helped me heal. And it's not even, doesn't have to be denominational. It's human beings with a positive and loving offering to someone that they may never meet. So it showed me just how important that is. And to this very day, I do pray a lot. My fans are very connected that way. And it's just praying for good for someone else.
Now, Laila, Gabby is all about imagination and positivity, as you've been saying. What do you hope kids take away from this movie after watching her big adventure, or honestly, adults? Because let me tell you, I loved the movie too.
Yeah, I think that's it. Just keep on playing and just I think kids they have no problem doing this and creating worlds, and their imagination is so full. And I think just keeping that going strong and just being reminded that you don't have to lose it just because you get a little older. And I think that's really important for adults to hear too. I think there's a lot of culturalness about you have to, at some point, grow up and be adult. But I don't know. I don't know where that came from, but there's no law that says you can't play after you get to a certain point. I think it's so important to remember that, and that inner child and that the sparkles and the magic are always within you, because it's not just something that you can lose, it's always a part of you. So it's just keeping that alive and remembering to enjoy it and have fun every day.
Some of my favorite memories of my mom were when she would just get on the floor with us and play, or play a game with us. I always tell parents, in today's world that often both parents have to work, that whatever time you do spend with your child, be there 100%. It's much more important to have 1 hour of quality time with your child where you do get down and, and interact with them and play with them. Like if you're one of, your kids than spending 7 hours in the same room doing something separate and apart. So just be there with the child, and that never has to go away.